we've just gone and beaten Brighton 1-0 away from home now. It's not like going and beating Man City or Liverpool away from home, but that is another massive statement. We've just gone and in the last 3 weeks beaten 3 sides that right at the beginning of the season, everyone was saying, as well as us, those 3 were going to be struggling. That's Norwich, that's Aston Villa, and that's now Brighton. We've gone and beat them all. Like 2 of them away from home. We're just... I don't even know. I've lost words for how well we're playing this season. Now, don't get me wrong, the second half was not a classic. It wasn't. But, Jesus, guys, what's going on? What is going on? We're looking at Europa League, lads. We're a point away from the Champions League. Now, I know we're only 18 games into the season, but I keep saying this every single week. Oh, we're only 14 games. We're only 15. We're only 16, 17, 18. Every single win. What are we on? 28 points now. We're 12 away from the magic 40 to stay up. Now, a Wednesday fan mate of mine said to me tonight, oh, are you saving for Barcelona? And it's like, I know you're taking the piss out of me, but why? Like, I said to him, oh, no, we'll not get too ahead of ourselves. We're looking for Europa. And they were like, oh, you need to get to you need to finish in 17th place. And it's like, no, we don't, mate. We are finishing in the top half. No doubt about it whatsoever. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. So it was a different lineup to the usual one that we're used to seeing. And we've still come away with the win. Like, everyone was saying, oh, wait for those injuries, wait for those suspensions, wait for the players to go out of form. Don't get me wrong, Fleck's been brilliant, but Freeman's just gone in there and just done an excellent job. And I don't think he's done enough to kind of cement a place in the team. I don't think he could have scored 12 goals today and he still wouldn't have cemented himself as like Fleck's replacement, because Fleck's been that good this season. Anyway, let's start off with Brighton. They weren't anywhere near as good as what I thought they were going to be, if I'm honest, lads and lasses. They really struggled to get to grips with kind of, well, they weren't getting the ball off us. That's the main thing. We were just passing it around, passing and moving. And when they were getting it, because they'd not had it for 2-3 minutes, they were like, lump it forward. And because obviously we were pressing from the top, we weren't giving them much space. The only chance we gave them was one that they scored from. It was an offside. It was really close. Don't get me wrong, but that's the only time they got behind us at all in this game. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. We've got Hendo in the net as usual. The back 3 of Bash, Egan and Jack O'Connell. Baldock and Stevens, which today I didn't really notice that much, if I'm honest. Hopefully that's because the middle part of the pitch took care of it. But yeah, I didn't notice them too much today. Freeman, as I've just said, Norwood and Lundstrom as the middle 3, with Norwood kind of playing that CDM role with the other 2 playing just in the middle. McGoldrick and McBurney up top, which at first I was a little bit worried about because McBurney hasn't really impressed me too much this season. McGoldrick obviously played out of his skin, but McBurney, he's not done a great deal this season. He's scored a couple of goals. He's played well in patches. I thought he played well, quite well against Newcastle when he started with Billy Sharp. But yeah, I was a little bit worried about that because Mousse obviously offers us that kind of running in behind and stuff, and I thought McBurney's not that strong, he's not that quick. But today, guys, McBurney had a really good game, I'm going to be honest, and obviously scored the goal. And that's the thing with me. I never look at someone and be like, oh, he scored a goal, he's had a good game. You can't just go on that. Like, don't get me wrong, he took it really well. But you can't just say he scored a goal, he's played well. But I do think he played well. It was stronger, it was more dynamic, it was getting stuck in, it was linking up play well. That's what we want to see. That's what we've wanted to see from day one. And I think McBurney would have started, other than the first few games, obviously, because he was a late arrival to the team. I think McBurney would have kind of played every single game if it had shown a little bit more than what he had been doing. So anyway, we started off on the front foot. It was pretty much all us for the first kind of 20-25 minutes, which doesn't always happen. We sometimes have quite a poor first half and then come into it in the second half, which it was kind of the other way around today. So first kind of opportunity, it was a really, really early goal for us. The ball came in from the corner, Matty Ryan, which I was absolutely banging on about at the beginning of the season. And I was saying to myself, if Brighton go down and we stay up, Matty Ryan needs to be the keeper that we sign, because obviously we're not going to sign Henderson, I don't think, which it is sad, but it's one of them things. It's one of them things. He's playing for a very powerful club. So I can't see Dean Henderson signing, but Matty Ryan would have been a perfect replacement. Matty Ryan was horrendous today. Really, really bad. Yeah, so the ball came in. Egan's in behind Matty Ryan. David McGoldrick jumps up with him. Doesn't really... He puts him off a little bit, but he's not fouling him. Matty Ryan completely misses it. Hits Egan's thigh. Ricochets up onto his arm, and I said it straight away. I'm like, where's that gone in off? Where? And obviously, it hit his thigh. It came up, brushed his wrist, and then went in the net. And it's like, how is this correct? And I know I've been saying it all season, like, this hasn't happened to us yet, I don't think. It nearly happened with McBurney because it nearly touched his arm against Man United. But I don't think it's happened to us, has it? Where it's just hit an arm. I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, it just hit his arm and went in. And any other season, that would have been given as a goal, but it hasn't. It's one of them things. These things do happen. You've got to just get on with it, haven't you? It's a stupid rule that I think they will change next year, because he didn't mean that to hit his arm. I've seen so many this season where someone's gone in with a head and it's kind of landed and hit their arm. And it's like, they're not meaning to do that. Like, it's one of them things. Anyway, so first one got ruled out, which wasn't very happy about, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, you got to get on with it. Then I can't remember if it was us scoring the goal for them to come out. I think it was. So the goal, I think it was a punt up. I don't know if it was a punt up by the keeper or by one of the defenders. But Henderson, I thought he was going to completely get knocked about by Lewis Dunk today. And Lewis Dunk must not have been watching how McBurney plays, because all he needed to do was just give him a few of them, bang, 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 and he would have been fine. But he kind of got a little bit bullied by McBurney. The first header, he kind of fluffed a little bit, and it landed straight through to McBurney, took it on. McBurney, if he'd have gone down on the edge of the box, it could have been a red card. But he stayed up on his feet. Fair play, mate, fair play. Stayed up on his feet, took it to one side. So much confidence. Just, obviously, I don't think he meant to hit it off the post. Who would? But it just looks that much better, doesn't it? When it hits the post and goes in, it just looks so much better. And that's what happened. Matty Ryan didn't have a chance with this one. But I thought McBurney was just going to get knocked off the ball when he was going through. But he didn't, fair enough. So, yeah, McBurney goes off sliding on his knees. Job's a good one. 1-0 up. And then they decided to come out. Still a few long balls here and there, which we were dealing with quite comfortably. But like I said, the only chance that they really had in that first half, Dale Stephens picked the ball up on the edge, fed it through. It came to Aaron Moy, had a shot, keeper saved it, and then they just put it back into the box for Maupay to put it in an open net. But luckily, I think it was Montoya on the right who was offside when Aaron Moy hit the shot. Because if he wasn't, Maupay wouldn't have been offside. We could have easily been 1-1 there if he didn't go as quick as what he did. So that was a bit of a wake-up call. We came out, again, played some excellent football. We were brilliant in that first half. Excellent. But I'm starting to think, I can't remember a time where we had two really, really good halves away from home. Norwich were poor in the first half. I could go on and on and on, but yeah, it was a bit annoying that we came out in the second. We were still playing some great football in kind of like the first 10 minutes, and then we're like, right, Norwood came off, Freeman came off, so we had Besic, Lundstrom and what's his name, Osborne. We just got further and further back, and that's what I was a little bit worried about. We just kept going further and further and further back, and we offered so much. We let him come on to us so much, and it was just corner after corner, free kick, corner, get it in the box, get in the box, get in the box. And I thought Graham Potter had a bit more about him, to be honest. All the Brighton fans have been banging on about how well they've done this season, how much good football they've played. We passed them off at Park today, didn't we? Fair enough, in that second half, we sat in a little bit, but we got the win. That's all that matters. I think if we'd have conceded, we'd have come back out and played them off the park again. I feel like we just sat back because we didn't really need to attack. Yeah, they had a few headers over the bar. Connolly hit a shot coming in on his right, and Henderson saved it. It was down his throat, really, but a little bit worried because he's a good player, Connolly. And then Jack O'Connell has a goal choked off, so he scored 3 goals, only 1 counted. But this was miles offside. So fair enough. Could have had 2 defenders scoring today, but it wasn't to be. But another win against a relegation rival at the start of the season. So that's what we want to see. We're back up to 5th in the table. Wolves won as well, just in behind us. So it's nice to carry on a winning run. That's 3 wins in a row. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time it's happened since 1993 under Dave Bassett. We're breaking records every single bloody week, aren't we? The other week it was the first player to get red card and have it rescinded on the pitch. This time with 3 wins in a row in the Premier League. So guys, that's about it really. There's not a lot to say. We were brilliant, we were majestic in the first half. We sat in, did a number on them in the second, just soaked it all up. It does worry me sometimes when we sit back and invite the pressure on, but in this case, we won. I think if we'd have conceded, I'd have been moaning about the fact that we just kind of sat back and just invited them on. But yeah, I don't think they really offered that much. They got in behind us a couple of times, but Henderson had to make 1 save all game, that I remember. Easy day at the office, apparently. Anyway, let's have a quick look. At the stats. So they had way more ball possession than us, which is happening every week, but it feels like we had more possession. I think it was just that second half, we just let them have the ball. Goal attempts, they had 9 with 2 on target. I don't remember the second on target, if I'm honest. But they had 9 attempts. I think most of them were headers over the bar from kind of Burn and Duncan. But Moy were putting the ball into a good area, but we were doing, obviously they're bigger lads than us. They're much taller. Duncan, Burn are huge. So it's just nice to see all we were doing, we're just putting pressure on and making sure we're not giving them an easy header. And that's why they weren't scoring goals. So 9 attempts, like I say, most of them will have been headers over the bar. We had 7 and 2 on target. They had 4 off target, we had 5 off target, 3 block shots, no. They only had 4 corners. I thought they had a lot more than that, to be fair. Yeah, that's about it. I'll just end on, David McGoldrick. Another day of just not putting the ball in the back of the net, but I don't care. I really don't. People are banging on about him, missing chances. If we're winning games, I don't care. He's playing out of his skin. Again, today, in that first half, it was just instrumental. He just picking the ball up, taking it past a couple of lads, drawing the player in, winning the foul, picking it up, playing someone in. It's just a joy to watch. It really is. And if you are somebody that's interested in playing football, that is the man you want to be. That is the man. You want to be that attacking midfielder / striker that can just pick it up, play people in, have a shot himself, pick the ball, run with it. It's just a joy to watch, like I say. Anyway, it'll come. Don't worry. McGoldrick's goal will come eventually. It will. But that one-on-one and that own goal miss was, I bet it was tough to take for him. I'm not saying anything about us, it's all about him. It's in his head now, isn't it? It's in his head, and we need to get it out of there. We need, even if it's a tap in, even if it was that one against Tottenham that didn't count, that would have sent him on his way. It's just in his head now. He just needs to get it out of there. Anyway, guys, another excellent win. Brighton had an off day, as they normally will do. But yeah, excellent first half, contained him in the second. What more can you ask for? Another Chris Wilder masterclass. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you would smash a like on it right now, it would help the video and the channel out. I'm also trying to hit 9,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you're new around here or you're a Brighton fan, please consider subscribing. Would appreciate it. And thank you very much, and stay in good nick. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if my content is something that you might like to see more of in the future, hit the subscribe button with notifications turned on. Oh yeah, and stay in good nick.